What's going on, my broskiis? My name is Toadskii, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video. Blitz Battle is finally here. We've got 3 different clips in this video today. Now, I know that people are still going to ask questions about, okay, what if I don't have this unit, or if I don't have this unit, what can I replace? And all I have to say is that if I was here having to make a video about every single situation for if you guys were missing one specific unit on one of the teams that I am currently not showcasing here, I wouldn't be able to play the Blitz Battle at all, having to create teams for every single one of you guys out there. So I implore you guys to look at other content creators that are creating teams for this Blitz Battle, because there are going to be plenty of teams out there and there will be a team for you to clear the highest difficulty. At the end of the day, if it is easier for you to grind one of the earlier difficulties, or the early difficulty, then you can do that as well. Make sure to actually play this event though, because you can get up to 100 rainbow gems just by playing the event and completing all of the missions, as well as getting a final tap tablet, which is going to be infinitely valuable. They're very, very hard to get, so make sure to actually play. This team that you're seeing here is with a max boost team. This is my current farming team. Again, we're not really too sure at the moment if there's going to be an ultimately like fast team, like a really fast way to clear this content. This is actually pretty fast because it does allow us to use double Roger Oden. We can use one of them to wave clear one of the stages, which is really dope. Being able to wave clear one of the stages really early allows us to just save a little bit of time and a little bit of like mental fortitude, I guess, because if we had to like singularly tap through every single stage, it would make things a little bit annoying. But being able to wave clear at least one of the stages makes things really nice. And the whole point of this content is to basically activate Yamato twice in this content. You could definitely use double Yamato, but I found by using Roger Oden for the wave clear on one of the stages just made things a little bit easier for me. But I guess it really comes down to what is comfortable for you guys out there. So, of course, there's going to be a little bit different teams coming up, so make sure to stay tuned, as there's going to be even more teams for you guys, hopefully, for one of you guys to clear this content. And hopefully just, you know, it's kind of just providing different options for you guys out there. So, let's move on to the different clips. Moving on to our secondary clip here, this team is by using no Zoro Sanji as your own sub. Like, hypothetically, if you didn't get Zoro Sanji, then you could use a team such as this. Now, another thing as well is that Roger Oden, they're not like ultimately required for this content. But if you have them, they definitely make a big difference. You get a pretty big attack boost that you can, and an ore boost as well, that you can carry over to the final stage. You do see that instead of using Sanji Zoro as a sub, we actually have versus Whitebeard. Versus Whitebeard is a boosted unit in this content, which is really nice. And the main reason why he is here is because we're using Zoro Sanji as the friend captain. We're not using Roger Oden, so we don't get access to his EX super effect. And his EX super would change the block slots that were given on stage number 5. So we're using Whitebeard on stage 5 instead, which will change those block slots that we have into tandem. But he also gives a chain boundary for 3 turns, so it just gives us really, really big damage. So ultimately, even if you don't have Roger Oden on this team, if you can replace it with something else, it still has to be a striker or a slasher, because we're trying to abuse the double special effects of Yamato. When Yamato is in her dual form, every time you activate a sub special, like a special from one of your crewmates that is striker or slasher, it actually gives -3 cooldown to Yamato as a captain. So we actually can get Yamato to launch multiple times in this quest, as we have 4 characters that we'll be using the specials for. And the fact that Kinemon also gives -2 cooldown really makes a big difference. We want to save Toki for the final stage, because we still need to use her to remove the special bind. If you don't have Toki, you can still replace that with Law and Robin character from the batch that came out in early December. That is a really valid option. So if you have that, you could potentially use that. Obviously, Toki's the better option because she does give you better drops. And Zoro Sanji are really nice in this content because they remove either of the defensive effects that occurs on stage 5 against King or Queen. And it's just a really nice character to have for this content, because if you don't have them, they also, you know, with their switch effect, generate tandem slots, which can be useful against stage 3, which is the Apu stage. So yeah, Zoro Sanji and Yamato are both very, very nice for this content. But if you don't have Oden and Roger, that's not really like the end of the world because they are somewhat replaceable. But Zoro, Sanji, and Yamato are definitely the better units to have. Moving on to this next clip and our final clip of the video, this is hypothetically if you don't have Yamato or Roger Oden. So in this instance, what we're doing is we are replacing the Roger Oden on the team with the Yamato friend captain, because we need Yamato still, because she does resist bind as a captain, which is really good, and one of the reasons why she's needed in this content. But also because we're using her special twice in this content, we use one on stage 4 against the mini boss Kaido, and then again on the final boss Kaido to remove the 2 instances of % damage reduction, and also giving color affinity and increased damage take and all that good stuff. Zoro Sanji still really good though, because their switch effect helping us on this Apu stage, getting rid of the defensive effects on stage 5. And then we also have the versus Whitebeard, which we showcased in one of the earlier clips as well, being able to use the special to get around the block slots on stage 5 and then give us the chain boundary. But another character that is new on this team is the Ace Yamato character. The reason why they are here is because not only are they a striker character that uses a special when they're a crewmate, which helps recharge Yamato's special, they also give an attack boost, which we can extend with the Kinemon special, as long as our captain is a slasher character. But Ace and Yamato also give -2 cooldown when you launch their special. So that's really big, because it enables Yamato to become ready when she's needed for that final boss stage, which is, again, like, pretty important. So it just helps out a lot. So ultimately, you could use that. You could also use like any other Yamato character. It just has to be a striker or a slasher that gives you like some type of an attack boost. Cooldown is really nice as well. Kinemon's really big though too, because Kinemon with his special, giving that -2 cooldown is like super nice. So that's kind of needed as well. So if you don't have the 2 rare recruits, those are replaceable in some fashion, but usually in multiple instances with Kinemon, you'll have to replace him with like 1 or 2 different units. Toki is very replaceable because there are actually quite a lot of special bind removers that are boosted in this content. And then, you know, Whitebeard obviously for the block slot removal and stuff like that. But hopefully this video helps you out. And as I said, if there are any instances of like you needing certain teams with certain units, there should be plenty of teams out there in the community. Really hope you guys have a good time grinding this Blitz battle. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to go ahead and leave a like. And if you want to stay up to date with all the content I post, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. I'm that, guys. I'll see you guys within the next video.